There's no way to really know what we don't know. There are creatures out there that would amaze and surprise us, and until we see them, we might assume that they're just the stuff of legends. But what if they were real? What if these creatures walked among us and we just made excuses? From cultural staples like the Japanese kitsune to powerful dragons hoarding troves of treasure, what if we had clips that proved what people were talking about once upon a time? Maybe these creatures don't want to be seen, like the fabled Bigfoot, or maybe we just aren't looking hard enough, and real-life fairies are just out of our sights. We have some incredible clips, videos of things you've definitely never seen before, and some things on today's list that might downright shock you. Make sure you leave a like below and subscribe with notifications so you never miss a single upload. Without further ado, let's get into it. The kitsune, or nine-tailed fox, is well known in Chinese and East Asian mythology. They're tricksters, known for their mischievous natures. They're known to disguise themselves as beautiful women, shape-shifting to deceive their victims. In European folklore, they're often compared to werewolves, though obviously that's a bit different. Of course, most people would assume it's a myth, but is it? It's hard to know because we mostly see regular foxes. Now, they're naturally mischievous, lone animals known for their scavenging. However, what we do have a clip of is close, a long-legged fox-like animal that's neither dog nor fox. It looks like a sort of coyote and walks with an almost otherworldly gait. Of course, you'll notice that this strange creature only has one tail. On the other hand, of course, it'd be hard to find a mythological creature, but maybe things might look a little different than we expect. Speaking of werewolves, these mythological creatures are supposedly cursed to shift into a massive, otherworldly wolf. However, some stories show them as closer to demons, shifting at will to attack humans. If that wasn't scary enough, the stories often depict them infecting other people, meaning this monster could make you one. We might not be able to capture a transformation. Those usually happen on the full moon. But this clip might make some believers out of skeptics. You can see a large black creature in the back of these trees. When the normal-sized brown wolf catches its attention, you see the beast get up. It's hard to see him, but he's several times larger than the wolf approaching him, like a hulking beast in the distance, asserting dominance over his domain. We don't see a transformation, but these stories of werewolves often describe massive, powerful wolves. It's easy to write them off as fear and a lack of knowledge, but maybe these wolves are just like legends say. What if they've just gotten better at blending in? Hoarding treasures, material or not, is the incredible, powerful dragons of old. They'd ravage through villages, terrorize knights, and steal princesses. Dragons are just things of stories and legends, but have you considered maybe they're real? Scaled and powerful, these majestic beasts take control of the skies anywhere they might be. There are incredible stories of these amazing beasts all throughout history, from different cultures, but of course, they all have to be about something else, right? There's no real proof, right? Of course, there might be, if you know where to look. Found somewhere near the border of California and Mexico, in the depths of Google Maps, is something unexplainable. A massive beast in the desert, a serpentine creature, larger than anyone's ever seen, larger than anyone can explain, and yet it's there. If that doesn't convince you, then maybe one in motion. Maybe not traditional in terms of mythical beast, but this tiny little pond dragon looks exactly like traditional drawings. Scary stuff. Immersed in a world of flight and grace, next, we set our sights on the incredible, legendary Pegasus. The stories tell tales of them soaring through the skies, the boundless expanse of the heavens, and massive white wings. Of course, no one's seen a real Pegasus, have they? This clip challenges what we believed to know, that perhaps winged horses do exist. A wingspan like that could take them high into the sky, cutting through the clouds and currents to reach their destination. As the man pets the creature, his head tilts up and his wings go out, calmly communicating some boundary. It's incredible to see, but what do you think? This might differ slightly from your usual mythological beasts, but angels might fly above us, whether they're watching from the heavenly bodies or acting among humans. You never expect to find a UFO in your day-to-day life, but what if it wasn't just extraterrestrial out there? What if it felt like a calling from above or a higher power? This stormy day is ominous. The people filming stand around watching. There's nothing quite like a good thunderstorm. On the left side of the screen, there's a sharp light line that cuts through the dark clouds. Did you catch it? What would you do if you saw a winged person fly into the sky? This second clip is undeniable. Short, but it packs a punch. Would you believe your eyes if you saw this? We've got some ways to go before the end, but you will not want to miss the incredible mythical creatures we have in store today. From massive beasts to ethereal beings, we have it all caught on camera. Let us know in the comments what you think number one will be. We'd love to hear your best guesses. Whether on the sea banks, singing of better worlds, or in a mythical grotto, luring sailors to their watery graves, mermaids come in all shapes and sizes and from all cultures worldwide. Beautiful women, ethereal in nature, alluring, and often dangerous. You can see why men, long lost at sea, would dream of something amazing. Sometimes they're cited as being misunderstood manatees. Other times, they're a particularly nice-looking pile of seaweed. But what if they were real? This clip, filming from above, catches an entire pod of mermaids across the crisp blue sea. Perhaps this is real. Maybe it's not. But for a moment, it's easy to confuse it for a few other things. A stampede of dolphins, maybe. If you were a sailor, do you think you'd be confused? Maybe mermaids do exist, just not like how we expect. The stories we hear of basilisks excite us as much as they strike fear into the hearts of those who supposedly lived amongst them. These creatures, born of a chicken egg placed under a toad, are massive, serpentine creatures that kill us with one look. These beasts, much like dragons, were known for their dangerous nature and, in magic, often cited as a magical reagent. This is all legend. But do we have proof of basilisks today? Perhaps in the water-running counterpart of the same name. Gracefully and swiftly, these basilisk lizards run across bodies of water as if they were nothing. They're so light on their feet, they move so quickly, you might blink and they disappear. While it's insane to see this in any context, what about something closer to home? From the comfort of your own home or in the confines of your pool. This basilisk is seen not only swimming at a breakneck speed, but the moment he gets the traction he needs, he runs right out of the pool and off to freedom. Maybe it's not the terrifying creature from within the depths of the Chamber of Secrets, but it's still a magnificent, amazing natural wonder in and of itself. Half horse, half man, the majestic centaur excites our minds and promises a world of amazement. This clip, while short, feels like something ripped out of an epic fantasy, one where you see these mighty creatures deep in a forest. It never quite steps into full view, but you can see the immense size behind the tree line, obscured by an ancient video camera's dubious quality. The next clip, a bit clearer, shows the covered top half of a woman and the much wider horse-halved bottom. From this angle, you can almost imagine what a real-life modern centaur might look like in today's society. Would they fit in? And maybe society would have just accompanied them? With just 5 left to see today, what kind of wild, incredible, majestic creatures do you think we have left? Did we cover any of your favorites yet? Let us know in the comments section. And while you're there, why don't you leave a like and subscribe to the channel? If you've liked this video, we have more where that came from. Now, into the final clips. Every hiker's dream is to catch a glimpse of the all-elusive Bigfoot. Not everyone gets the chance, and it seems like every clip is difficult to see or obstructed in some way. Bigfoot seemingly does not want to be seen, but why? Maybe he's better off without the attention. In South Carolina, one such sighting was caught. A clip in the depths of the woods, half covered by foliage, shows something hulking and massive in the distance. The man caught this moment and kept his distance, which wouldn't you? Unfortunately, that means this joins the collection of clips out there of Bigfoot that you can't quite catch. Of course, that's not all. One of the most infamous on our list today, Bigfoot, has seemingly been seen everywhere by anyone, and yet the proof is still thin. They're often dark and unclear, leaving us with more questions than answers. Is there a massive man-ape running around the rural South in Appalachia? Or is it out in the Rocky Mountains or up past the Canadian border? Reports of terrifying and nearly supernatural noises plagued this British Columbian community. As if their worst fears were haunting them just a little further into the forest. Another sighting deep in the Rocky Mountains comes from Provo, Utah, where this clip catches an unidentified creature off in the distance, just a little too inhuman to be an errant hiker. This clip, picked up by the local news, shows a group of people as they catch what they believe to be the Sasquatch, another name for Bigfoot. Whether or not we ever really know what they're seeing out there is still to be told, but perhaps Bigfoot really is out there, and he's one of the most prolific hikers to ever be known. Griffins, amazing creatures that soar through the skies with ease, are likely not the first thing you think of when it comes to amazing mythical creatures. With a lion's body and an eagle's head and wings, these are truly one of a kind. This clip from a man in Armenia catches the moments as this beast glides through the golden hour in Yerevan. It flies slowly but with purpose, coming through the side of the clip into full view. Just a few seconds pass and it's behind the building. Not quite blink and you'll miss it fast, but nearly. Now what about something a bit more real looking? This woman catches a moment in these photos up in a rowan tree, where she believes she may have seen a griffin in the leaves. Maybe they are out there, just a little different than we all expect them to look. Instead of the body of a lion, what if maybe they were just the size of a house cat instead? Goblins, creatures of many different reputations, are nearly ubiquitous across cultures. Maybe the name is different, but whether you call them goblins, elves, fairies, or squallies, small, pygmy-like creatures crop up occasionally, changing what we believe to be the world. Small and difficult to make out, we can clearly see the outline of something against the wall that doesn't seem quite right. Is it a goblin, or maybe something else? Maybe you want something a little more clear, or at least brightly lit. This clip shows something underground clawing its way out. Perhaps goblins were people's first understanding of moles, making their way sightlessly out of the earth. Perhaps this clip seems a little different. As the light flashes on the creature, it reaches what looks like a hand out, clawing at the ground above it. It's quick, but much more difficult to understand than before. What do you think it is? As a species, we have always feared what we don't know. The ocean, in its vast expanse, is no exception. People spend their whole lives trying to understand it, and even now we're only just scratching the metaphorical surface. It's no surprise that leviathans, or creatures so vast and large from the ocean's depths that we can hardly fathom them, are at the top of many people's lists, cited as why they're so afraid of the water below. The last thing you want when you're out on the water is to be caught unawares by a massive sea beast. Whether it's just a rowdy shark looking for a meal or something truly Lovecraftian in nature, it's better to not be surprised when you're out so far no one can find you. The truth is, there's not much we do know about these leviathans. What do they look like? Where have they been hiding? What are they capable of? No one has any real answers. Not at least that we know of. All we know is that they'll likely be caught and recorded on a camera when we see them, maybe uploaded just a few moments later. As cameras get better, people can upload what they see more easily. Well, you never know what they'll find next. These are legends about fairies and what they do. Fairies are either ethereal, natural creatures, or they're tricky, looking to steal your name or something you treasure. Often, we imagine small, pixie-like creatures flitting through the air. And how can something so small and sprightly be dangerous? This family seemingly came face to face with one such encounter, something they'll probably never forget. In the leaves of their backyard tree is the tiny figure of a man, flitting through the leaves in the apple tree above. They see him so clearly, so distinctly. It's hard to believe. Is this clip just old enough to fall into that uncanny valley of videos? Of course it's not real, they'll say, because they had to squint their eyes to really see it. But what do you think? We might not have the hardcore photographic proof some people want when they're looking into mythical creatures, but some things might be better left unseen. This tiny humanoid-like skeleton was found in 2017 by an unsuspecting hiker. Upon further investigation, it's a little skull, ribcage, and spine, all small enough to fit within this North Carolina man's hand. He reportedly found it in a falcon's nest. The proof might not be ironclad, but it's certainly something. We have just one more, and rest assured, we're excited to show you this one. We've saved the best, most convincing one for last. You won't believe some of these next clips, but first off, did anything we found surprise you? Do you think we missed a big clip of your favorite mythical creature? There are so many out there to find. Have you seen a clip of something insane? Let us know. Maybe you'll see your choice in a future video. If you want more unique, engaging, and sometimes downright wild content, subscribe to the channel for us. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Of course, we've saved some of the best for last. The truth is, we might not know what it is exactly we're seeing, but these troll clips are certainly out of this world. Imagine you're walking through the woods, recording the natural beauty, when you notice a particular looking tree. The tree alone looks like something out of a storybook, so it's no wonder the woman starts filming the amazing location. We see a little in one of the many caverns beneath the tree's roots. Something climbs out and peers back at the curious woman. This little troll might be nothing, but it's certainly difficult to miss. Not every troll is going to look alike. The next clip is probably closer to what you'd imagine from the storybooks. A massive hulking creature emerges from the darkness and hobbles into view. It's not difficult to see, but the proportions are a little wonky. Maybe they're just smaller, creeping down by our feet and ankles rather than massive overhead. However, that might not always be true. While making his way through the Norwegian woods, this man may have stumbled onto something much more than he bargained for. You hear it at first, crashing through the distance. A large creature comes into the frame, smashing anything he sees. The man, not wanting to be a meal for his new troll adversary, gets out of there quickly. Maybe it's not just some mindless beast. Maybe they just wandered into his Norwegian swamp home? Maybe trolls in other climates and biomes adapted a bit differently. A Norwegian troll might be more equipped for his climate, but what about somewhere a bit more tropical? While exploring a small chain of islands, these tourists caught something no one's ever seen before. These light-haired creatures are basking in the sun with a strange siren-like call against the caves. Perhaps, as many believe, these are simply deformed, unsightly monkeys, but they walk like a man on two legs and sit hunched over in a way no other creature is known to do. The locals had warned this group away from this exact location. They cited water spirits. But maybe that's just another name for what we know as trolls. Maybe there's really more than meets the eye here. We're convinced. How about you? Alright, that's it for today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to 4Evergreen, and hit that bell icon for more. See you at the next one.